from where you sit, contextually, would you say that business plan is still very, very relevant in the taking into consideration the volatility, the complexity, the uncertainty, and all of that? Are business plans very, very critical for SMEs in our today's world? And if it is, what are the key essentials that we need to focus on? Because when you hear business, people are talking about volumes and going to price what our school price to help.
True.
What's your take on that?
Well, at the risk of talking myself out of a business here, but like I said I like simplicity.
Sure.
Yeah. So for as long as you're in business, you don't have an option but to have a plan.
Sure.
Because going in business means you have looked around and realized that there are lots of people who wear suits, but they cannot wash them, and they need somebody to dry clean them. Yep. So how are you going to do it? Because business is about serving others.
Yep.
And for you to serve others successfully, you must have a plan. I'm not talking about complex, 100-page documents. What's your product? What's your service? And startups, you'll be surprised to hear that actually there's not been anything new invented in the world for the last nearly 40 years. Somebody will take out their very fancy iPhone and tell me, how about that? News for you. This thing was discovered or invented in 1920s by Graham Bell. What's been happening is just improvement and improvement and improvement. And that has been the case for the last so many years. So almost everything you see around, whether it's a mask, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a microphone, it's just improving on the original idea and the original concept. So for you to go in business, whatever your business is, you must have a plan. And the plan is, what's my product? What's my service? Most likely you've come up with that business idea because you experienced really bad service somewhere. And you say, I'm going to make a difference as far as this product and service offering is concerned to give a better proposition. So going in business without a plan is actually a plan in itself, only that that's a plan to fail. So planning to fail is doing a business without a plan. And not having a plan, this may be a bit confusing, not having a plan is actually planning to fail. Exactly. So what's your product? What's your service? Even you guys there, you have a service that, I see you looking at me and I'm looking at you. You have a service that you are offering us here. And you have identified a market, which maybe if we went and did billboards and took out airtime and did wherever, there's a lag time. Whereas you are influencers, you do it immediately, and there's reaction, and there's traction, and there's traffic, and you've perfected that. But why should somebody come to you as opposed to going to a traditional radio station? I'm sure you have a plan. So you have not documented it, but it will come to a point where you need to document it. Because for Eric to give you money, he needs to start visualizing where you're going and share in the vision that you have and the success. He's talked about returns. As an investor, he looks 3, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years from now. Not only is he giving you money, but he's also planning to exit. He's talking entry and exit in the same meeting because he's going to move on to go somewhere else. So you must have a plan. The plan should talk about finance, friends, family, and fools that I've learned from here. There must be elements of governance. For now, it's your husband and wife, and the dining table is the boardroom, bedroom is the boardroom, but there comes a point when you have now to expand beyond the family, and that requires planning. The process, the procedure, we talked about that earlier on in terms of business process management. So you are never too small to have a plan. But not having a plan is planning to fail. I should have spoken about my other business, and I'm not here promoting my business, but I actually grow coffee as well.
Interesting.
And with my coffee business has actually taught me a lot. Because I sell coffee as a commodity, and then I go to a place like Sheraton and have a cappuccino, I go to Cafe Javas and I have a Cafe Mocha, and you name it. And I've then gotten to appreciate the way business has morphed over the years. And we are in what I call an experience economy, where almost everything that you do is about customer experience.
Yep.
It's about delighting customers. People are not just going to take a bottle of water and pay you money just for the sake of it. Because how do you differentiate yourself? There's just so many things that are so similar. They're the same. They perform the same function. So coffee is such a unique product in the sense that you can actually visualize the transformation of our economies from a commodity-based business where I'm operating, and I should be ashamed to say that, but to an experience economy.
Right.
So those of you who know coffee beans harvested, ripe red cherries, dried and sold in bulk as parchment coffee of FHU, fair average quality. That is what we call a good. And that's what we export, most of us here in Uganda, including at the national level. Now, that's the coffee that is then taken to the baristas. They grade it, they roast it, they grind it, and then you have your Nescafe. Yeah? Now, when you go to the supermarket and you buy Nescafe, you are now buying a good. You've moved on from a commodity. Yeah? That commodity, that good now is ready for consumption. All you need is hot water, maybe sugar, and a cup. And a kilogram of coffee may give you so little by way of Nescafe, but you pay like 10 times. Yeah? And you're going up the value chain. Yeah. And that's where we should all want to go. Whatever business you're in, you want to go up the value chain. You move on from Nescafe. Sheraton will buy 500 grams of Nescafe. It will use that to make like 100 cups of coffee. Yeah?
Exactly.
And there you're no longer buying the good, you're no longer buying the service, you're no longer buying the commodity. You are now enjoying a service of having a very nice warm cup of coffee in a fancy restaurant. Take it even to the next level. Starbucks, Cafe Javas. You pay 3 times what you pay for your kafunda of a cup of coffee. Yeah. There it's about the experience. Yeah. So you move from a commodity to a good, to a service, to the experience. So whatever business you're in, tech, hoteling, mini-cab service, air transfer, border, it's about customer experience. In fact, not only do you want them to have a very good experience, you want them to be delighted. Yep. Because people are so demanding almost everything that you do. You have a nice fancy restaurant, then somebody opens a new one across the road, they want to go there. So why should people pass your shop, pass 10 shops, which have been trading for the last 100 years, and come to yours?
Interesting.
So business plan is critical, but most importantly, customer service.
Wonderful.
And serving beyond just service, but delighting customers. Great. To not only be patronizing you and buying from you on a regular basis. Eric said it. They are the ones now who are investing in your business. You don't need an investor anymore, but to be the advocates of your business. I say, you go to that place. Those guys are wow. And you're done.
And most likely, when the person likes your business and they are buying, one day they say, hey, maybe I should put money in this business.
There you go. Yeah.
That's how you get an investor. Because, most of the time, I've invested in companies that I like, that I use their service. Yeah. Because I use the service and I like them and say, hey, maybe I should own part of it because when the company becomes big, exactly.
Yeah. Right. You have skin in the game.
And that's how you actually attract. You can attract investors that way without even asking for investors. Right. Because the service is so good, the person is having that experience that Francis talked about. You start thinking, hey, maybe I should invest in this company.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
So we pick travelers, our typical customers are people flying in and out of the country. So we pick those from the airport to wherever they're going and back. And we do this through a network of driver partners for whom we give regular business and improve livelihoods. They can book through WhatsApp. They can call us. They can email us. We just try to make it as simple and convenient, as seamless as possible for our customers.
The Digital SMEs and Career Mentorship Program. The world economy has undergone a massive digital transformation and created a need for startups to adapt to these technologies. We intend to help save women and youth-focused businesses with the skills required to stay relevant. Join the movement today. Register today. HCI, working together to change the startups and SMEs narratives of Africa.